It's less about the words that you're writing, and it's more about the structure of the campaign.
Interesting.
Because like email copy is like just conversational writing, right?
Right.
There's nothing complex about the words that you use. You can do like little subtle things that only other copywriters would recognize, but most consumers would not. So let's take a look at your abandoned cart, SK Razors, barbershop in a box.
So this one, it's originally it's a British company that I worked for, but we never actually did this with them. Like they signed for the first month, but we didn't get them for the second month, but I had all the research done. So I was like, okay, I'll throw this one in my portfolio. And it's, I don't know, it's very closely modeled on I loved your Headshot Pro abandoned cart sequence.
Oh yeah,
And
that everybody copied that.
yeah,
They were like people were signing up and not buying just so they could read all the emails.
yeah, that's what I did.
This is it's
That's
funny,
exactly
but
what I did.
the problem is like good advertising is invisible. It's supposed to sell the product instead of drawing attention to itself. But yeah, the way Danny made it go viral, it caused issues for I don't know. I guess maybe people ended up buying off of the back of that, but still, I'm pretty sure he got a lot of people who were not interested in being a customer at all in his business, in his list.
Yeah. I don't know. This one,
Um,
like the Headshot Pro one, it's what really got me into like overcoming objections. Like before
yeah.
that, I pretty much avoided it, but I was like, okay, see how it works.
Yeah, it's the welcome and even the welcome sequence in an e-commerce flow
Hmm.
is basically the same thing. You're removing all of the objections to the first purchase to get them to buy from you to make their first purchase as soon as possible.
Hmm.
Because after 30 days, the conversion rate tends to drop off a cliff
Okay.
of an email subscriber. It's still like people will still buy. They can be on your list for a year and end up buying. But the first 30 days is when you want to get the first sale as fast as possible.
So what, like the idea of brand response, right? So for your welcome sequence, how much like brand stuff are you doing?
I don't know any brand because I mostly don't work with e-commerce people.
Right.
With Danny, like his was a SaaS business, so he had less interest in, oh, we need our emails to look beautiful and
Hmm.
to talk about our brand and blah blah blah. The truth is, if an e-commerce store is doing less than 10 million a year, they have no brand. Nobody knows who they are. After 10 million, okay, maybe you can think about it. But there is a job to be done for each of these flows, and anything that takes away from doing that job is should be eliminated from all consideration. The problem is that you're doing this for clients, and then clients have their own
Hmm.
expectations, and you have to keep the clients happy as well.
Yeah.
So it's sometimes difficult to get them to do what is optimal. So there's a happy medium, right? So you have people like Chris Orzakowski, they do
Hmm.
design plus like
Right.
proper direct response. Same with other people like Xerox Email Agency. They are all direct response copywriters who have found a way to come to a happy medium with making keeping the clients happy and also selling in the emails. And
Okay.
also it's not like design doesn't have a part to play in persuasion because as long as the design is moving the sale forward, yeah,
Hmm.
then it should be included in the email. The
Right.
problem is there's a lot of these elements that are not moving the sale forward that clients tend to insist that they want in the email, which is a waste of space. It's a waste of file size, which reduces
Hmm.
deliverability and so many other reasons. In any case, let's take a look at this email
Yeah.
abandonment sequence. If it's modeled off of one of mine, then I probably have zero comments on it. This is fine. This is a personal preference. I don't like doing RE because it's like a little bit deceptive. This is a little long.
Okay.
Is this a Razor subscription or something? You can even shorten something to SMTHG, and that'll
Okay.
get it under 40 characters.
Perfect.
Because assume they're completely cold. And this is an e-commerce brand. They're not trying to develop a relationship, at least not in the cart abandonment. It's
Right.
not based off of a personal brand or something where you've got a pre-existing relationship with the subscriber.
Okay.
Like all of those cute internet marketer kind of subject lines
Hmm.
that people rave about, those are all just for people like who are writing to their house list for their personal brand.
Yeah.
And so like they'll sometimes release their swipe files of my top 500 subject lines.
Hmm.
Utterly useless to you.
I think that's what you were saying before about like you said
Perfect
something
subject
like
line, yeah.
don't write, you're not writing for your diary or something like
Yeah,
that.
exactly. Yeah. Don't be self-indulgent.
Yeah.
Like I sometimes don't I try to stick to perfect subject line formula even with my list, but like you're writing so many emails, like you have to keep it interesting for yourself as well. You'll find yourself breaking the perfect subject line formula. But if you're doing client work, it's like perfect subject line formula all the way. Fresh plays when needed. Stay shelf for ages. Okay, so this is good. Okay. When you talk about a benefit or a
Yeah.
pain point, try to make it something that you can point to. This is what
Okay.
Travis Sago says, something you can point to. And what he means is staying sharp for ages. You want
Right.
to make it concrete. You want to put a picture to it. You can future pace this benefit, right? First shave,
Okay.
third shave, seventh shave, 30th shave, 100th shave, still sharp.
Okay.
They can imagine themselves shaving every day for three, I don't know, however long these blades stay sharp for, three
Right.
months, 6 months, whatever, and it's still sharp as the first day they opened up the package.
Perfect.
Your shave, your way, let's make it happen. Grade your shaving game. I don't know. So this subject line kind of seems it doesn't really say anything. What does it even mean? Your shave, your way, like let's make it happen. It's pointless. Same. This is the same benefit as the previous email, or the same objection handling that happens in the previous email. Okay, card number one. Okay, okay. This one is fine. The second one, the second
Mhm.
email is usually 6 hours after. The
Okay.
first email goes out 15 minutes after. The second email goes out six hours after. The third email is the one that ends up going out a day after abandoned cart.
Okay.
The 6 hours after one is just a regular, hey, you forgot something. You started checking out. You started buying like whatever the product is. You pulled
Yep.
that from Klaviyo or Shopify, and you forgot about it. We've saved your cart for you. Go check out now.
Okay.
So the second one is just a straight up reminder, abandoned cart reminder, the usual one that people get. The third one is, hey, I don't know if they offer discounts, but if they don't offer
No.
discounts, it's ideal. Yeah, if they don't offer discounts, you can be like, you can call it out. Hey, are you waiting for a discount? If so, it's not going to happen because XYZ. Like you have to say, like you have to explain why you don't discount like you never discount your product.
Okay.
Because these razors last for so long and
Mm,
they're already extremely reasonably, and so you're already getting an amazing deal, which is why we never discount our products.
I love it.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
email three. Then from email four onwards, you can do objection handling,
Okay.
right? So you find the top eight to 10 most of the most common objections,
Yep.
right? And you answer one objection per email.
Okay.
So that gives you, with eight objections, it gives you an 11 email sequence
Right.
that goes on for 10 days because the first two emails are on one day, on the
Yep.
first day. Then what did I say? With eight, it's okay. Yeah, and then with the 10 objection, it goes on for, how long does it go on for? 12 days.
Okay.
But you can even shorten it. So you can make it a 7 day sequence if you don't end up with however many objections there are, like that's how
Right.
long your sequence should be after the first three emails.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
I think I'm just looking at this and just from skimming them, it feels like you haven't identified the real objections. You're,
A little shallow.
you're guessing at the objections.
Yep.
I would suggest calling the customers if they're not working with you right now. You
Mm,
won't be able to call the customers. But go look at their competitors' reviews, the negative reviews of the competitors. Go look at like similar products on Amazon and look at the negative reviews.
okay.
And then within those negative reviews, if you aggregate them, you'll find the most common objections.
Sweet.
And you can do the same for the benefits by looking at SK Razor's positive reviews.
Okay. All right. That makes sense.
Are these guys a premium product, like in terms of price, or
Mid-range.
mid-range?
They're cheaper than Gillette,
Yeah.
and the quality is a little bit below Gillette.
Okay. 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 Got it. So do you understand like the structure? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's less about the words that you're writing, and it's more about the structure of the campaign.
Interesting.
Because like email copy is like just conversational writing, right?
Right.
There's nothing complex about the words that you use. You can do like little subtle things that only other copywriters would recognize, but most consumers would not care.
Right. And then for abandoned carts, do you ever split it for if they have one thing in their cart or if they have a larger order? Do you segment it at all or no?
You can do the thing is I don't have a lot of experience with e-commerce, but I think people do product specific abandoned cart
Well,
campaigns.
this one I gotta write one on Monday, and it's for the most famous pelvic floor recovery coach in America. She's like
Yeah, Kegels
15,000.
and yeah, those and
Yeah.
stuff.
So I was just
Yeah.
thinking about that.
Is,
If they
was
have
it is it one product or multiple?
no, she's got a couple of different, basically she's bundled them now. So there's courses, there's PDFs, there's a group, there's supplements.
Okay. The most optimal for conversion would be to have individual cart abandonment. If they put multiple products in their cart.
Right.
If they're buying a bundle, that's slightly different. If it's one bundle product that they add just one product in their cart, that's going to be slightly different. So you might have to do one abandoned cart sequence for that bundle that addresses the major objections, like potentially each product in that bundle. Like you could probably condense them, but you always want to do one, like it's the rule of one.
Right.
Yeah, one thing, one problem you're solving per email, and even one product you're talking about per email, not like the entire bundle as a whole.
Okay.
So in that case, your abandoned cart sequence might be a little longer if it's
Okay.
got more products in.
And then did you ever, so I'm a big fan of Nick Yates.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
he does what he does for abandoned carts, he'll send out three that are reminders, pretty much same as yours. And then the next ones, like the objection, the reason why copy, he'll do a ladder discount.
Okay.
So it's they get bored after three emails, and then it's, hey, you're playing hard to get, here's 10% off. And there's a reminder for 10% off. And then there's, hey, here's 15% off at the end.
So that if they're a discount brand, okay, that would make sense. But I don't like doing discounts. There's a way to do it where if it's in the abandoned cart sequence, what it does is it trains people
To wait for discounts.
to wait for
Okay.
discounts. So they never buy it full price. You can do it in a way where it's hidden, right?
Mhm.
Where it only happens in a retargeting ad after X a certain number of days have passed, and only those people can see it. The
Okay.
people who haven't converted.
Right.
There's a way to disguise the cart recovery discount so that buyers don't get trained on buying at a discount. Like for
Okay.
example, like the discount that we're offering for lifetime members of Copyskills, that is not a public thing. We're doing it privately and we're doing it manually. So, and you guys are already customers. So we're rewarding you for being customers. We're not trying to get a non-buyer to buy
Okay.
based off of bad incentives.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Um,
So I don't like the ladder discount. What I would do instead is disappearing bonuses.
okay, talk to me.
Yeah.
I've
So
heard you
I
mention
think
this
I've
like
talked,
three
I think
times.
I've done, yeah, I've talked about this before, and I've actually done it for one of my affiliate promos. It's
Yeah.
like you have a stack of bonuses, however long the sequence is. Let's say the sequence is 5 emails, right? Day
Mm.
one, there's 5 bonuses. Day two, there's 4 bonuses. Day three, there's 3 bonuses. Day two, there's 2 bonuses. Day one, there's only 1 bonus. And then maybe the next day, all the bonuses are gone. So that's the way you can do it.
Interesting. So it maintains the integrity,
Of the price, yeah.
right? Okay. And then what if, I don't know, just devil's advocate, what if they run discounts all the time? Is it
There's nothing.
uh,
If they're a discount brand, you have to play the discount brand game.
play a
There's
discount
nothing you
brand
can
game?
do.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I took your dirty VSL idea and I ran with that. And I did one today with it's like a solopreneur, she's in the Labradoodle niche. But yeah, so basically I changed it around a little bit. I pitched her and then I said, all right, let's agree on these six ideas for email. And then we hashed those out and we said, okay. And then we made the price and then interviewed her. And I literally just prompted her like AI to write the emails. And it was like complete game changer. I got done and I was like, dude, it's gonna take me like an hour to finish these emails.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
yeah, it was amazing. Because it's my pitch was if it takes you 3 hours to write your weekly newsletter, then I can save you 21 hours a month because they get 7 emails instead of four. Basically, it's a little unclear. Still got to work it out, but it's a pretty sweet offer. Like it's 5 hours of work for me.
Yeah.
But
Did you sell her the ugly VSL or did you sell emails?
no, I sold this one's emails. I have the recording, but she's not. I don't know if do you still do it if they're like spot and go, like they're not confident. She's in like first year. She's like a superstar in her first year, so it wasn't really flowing. Do you know what I mean?
You can do like a retake.
Yeah.
So you can do multiple versions. Like you can tell them, hey, I want to try this with you. Because they might not think that it's going to be cut up for a VSL, so they'll be like less, like they'll be more informal and not on their game and just like answering
Right.
whatever. So if
Right.
you tell
Right.
them, hey, like sometimes I turn this into an ugly VSL, would you like me to do that for you?
Yeah.
And so then you can tell them ahead of time, hey, make sure you're in a place with really good natural lighting and you have so that the set looks good when you cut it together.
Yeah. She's got that. But yeah. Thanks, man. I love the app. I was bullshitting with Andre all day. It's like
Yeah,
really it's so easy.
yeah, it's good. It's good.
It's nice because like I talked to him on like Facebook and Circle and LinkedIn, and it's nice to have one spot.
It is. It is. Yeah, that's the reason why we moved is so that whatever relationships you guys are having, like we can help make that easier or
Mhm.
facilitate that.